we're back, and this is the second part of my morning routine videos, and of course this video is about the second part of my routine. Now I've got a little bit of a pulse check on what's going on. It was a pretty quiet night by the looks of it. I will now go and have a look at Reader to catch up with everything that is going on everywhere. And I haven't opened Reader for a while, so I'm a bit terrified as to what we'll see. But let's have a look. But, you know, just watch how much information I'm actually able to process. So one of the reasons I, again, love Reader, and that's spelled R-E-E-D-E-R, is how incredibly fast it is at sucking in all of my feeds from my Google Reader. You know, basically I've set up literally, you can see there, up here in the top corner here, you've got 415 unread articles. Now, you know, you could just click on that and go in and have a look at everything. You know, but that's not a particularly efficient way to do it, particularly if you've got time involvement. So what's important for me is that I have, as you can see, divided up my Google Reader into various files or folders, if you will. So you can see vital reads here, and you can see I've got a whole bunch of different things that I have as things that I want to see immediately. So those vital reads are, you know, the things that I'll always look at first. So if I've got a short period of time, at least if I've got through the vital reads, then that's great. And then I've got stuff like, you know, here we've got, you know, Web 2.0 sites like Mashable and TechCrunch, you know, cool Mac stuff, you know, getting things done, productivity type sites. You know, I've got an internet marketing folder there, which I can keep track of. You know, offline marketing, people that are interesting there. Obviously, then I've got some hobbies like, you know, photography, and I can bring those down there. You know, we've got individual sites here. We can sort of see just by, what I'm doing here, by the way, is I'm pinching. I'm opening my two fingers or closing my two fingers to bring them up and down. I can just scroll up here. You know, I can have a look at, you know, iPhone stories and, you know, and so on. You can see, you know, I've got a couple of running blogs in here, footy, Arsenal, all that sort of stuff. So they're all here. So let's, as I would normally, and obviously I'd be doing this a lot quicker because I'd be not talking and do this. The first place I always go is my Vital Reads folder. And what I love about this, and again, efficiency is wonderful, is that I can literally scroll up here, and when I'm interested in something to have a look at, I just tap that particular icon and I can look at that and I go, oh, cool. Okay, read that article and can see that. Now, there's a few things I can do to this article. You know, one of the things I can do is I can just tap on the headline here, and obviously that will open the web page. But I typically don't do that because can you see the time it's taking to load a web page? And I'm on an extremely fast internet. It takes a little while, and this is obviously going to an iPhone, iPhone type thing. And you saw there was a pop-up ad there too, which is a bit unfriendly. So what I do when I see articles like this that I want to see, you can see up here in the very top right-hand corner, there's a little R like in a TV screen. It's called readability. And if I tap that, check that out. It goes and sucks just the content, which is just awesome and just saves so much time. And we can see, you know, here we can go and have a look at articles, and I can just, you know, keep screaming through, and I can just have a look as I'm going through. Okay, so here's a really interesting article from a lawyer on a patent dispute that's going on in the Mac world at the moment. which is quite interesting. Now, obviously, I don't have time to read that right now, so I'm just going to go and see this little TV icon with the arrow up here. I'm going to highlight that, and you can see we've got all of these wonderful options here. You know, I can copy the link, I can mail the link, I can mail the article, I can, of course, which I'm going to do in this case, Instapaper it, so I can go to Instapaper later in my evening process and have a look at what's going to go on. So I'm scrolling through, and let's continue having a look. Ooh, really cool. So this is a interesting app here. Now, let's say for argument's sake, I wanted to share this straight away with you guys. Then what I would do here, I'm going to go and I'm going to tap copy link there. And because I'm on the iPad, obviously, I'm just going to click back to my home screen here for a second. Tap on the Ed Dale fan page, which I've got bookmarked there. You can see that as an icon. And as you will find out in Always Be Shipping, it's crucial that when you're updating your Facebook page that you update live in real time. You don't use any tools to update it because that causes significant problems. So I'm just going to tap the link icon there. And I'm going to tap the paste there like so. I'm going to hit attach button, and look, there's it even puts in a nice image for me, which is wonderful. And I'm going to say just another awesome use for the iPad. There we are. Hit share, which I did by tapping the mouse on the screen instead of tapping the iPad like a drongo. And there you have it, all done. And then I just double click and tap back here to Reader. And there it is, you know, which is just brilliant. What a great idea. So I can go in there and have a look at that. You know, I'm going to email, like if there's something like that, I can perhaps go to something like Delicious, or I can just simply, you know, mail the article to myself. So I can go and get the, actually I'm going to, I'm just simply mail the link to myself to remind myself to go and download that later, because that will be awesome. I'm going to hit send. There we have it. Really nice website too. That is what a sensational idea. Oh, very exciting. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, guys, you're still here. Okay, this is, you know, and this is. I've got to say, I love this part of my day. It's just like, because it's like discovering all cool things. And, you know, obviously I'm watching things that are interesting to me, which maybe, you know, you just are pitying my life right now, perhaps. But do you get how cool this will be in your market if you are, you know, following, you know, pottery valuations, or, you know, dare I say it, dog training, or whatever it happens to be. But getting all this information fed into you each day is just, I mean, it's just extraordinary. It's just wonderful. And that to me is a marvelous part of this whole thing. It's like a discovery every morning. It's like a little mini Christmas part of me every day, which is fantastic. Here's another classic example of a site where I love using the readability tool. Now, you notice there's lots of links here. And, you can have, if there's some, if there's a link in here that I want to have a look at later, another cool element, all these links you can touch in context. So, for example, if I touch and hold down this link, right, I can actually go and just simply Instapaper that article as part of it. So I don't even have to get out of the particular thing that I'm looking at, which is just marvelous. All right, so you can see, and as I process down, you see as I go through and have a look at this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here though, because I would continue through just literally doing this and then eventually hitting the mark all as read button. But I'm not going to do this because I want to show you something else that I do with my end of the day process and another tool that I use, which I really, really love. So I'm going to show you that next. But between this and Tweetbot, in my case, between Reader and Tweetbot, I have the tools which in the morning give me the most efficient and effective fueling up process that I've been able to discover. You can see here between Reader and Twitter, I'm able to literally, and you can see why, there's a reason why they're down there on the bottom of my bar there, where they're accessible on every screen, because they literally are that important to my overall process. Okay, so you've seen my ruthlessly efficient fueling process. Now, when we've got a bit more time, I'm going to show you what I do to process that. And, I call it my evening process because I must admit, I do tend to do this once everybody's gone to bed. I sort of go through and have a flush through everything in the day. And there are some apps where you've got a little bit more time that are very efficient, but also just make it plain fun as well. So I'll see you back on the next part of this series.